The frequency of the soul, spiritual vibration according to religion and quantum physics. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to radiate a calming energy, while others walk into a room and instantly drain the vibe? That's not just in your head, it's vibration, it's frequency, and like it or not, you're vibrating all the time, even in silence, even while you sleep. What ancient spiritual traditions have known for millennia, quantum physics is only now starting to confirm. Everything in the universe vibrates, including you, including your thoughts, your words, your emotions. And the way you vibrate shapes the reality around you. Yes, you're not just feeling the world, you're tuning into it. This explains why some people stay stuck in negative cycles, while others seem to attract light, opportunities, and synchronicities. But hold on, this isn't about toxic positivity or Instagram spirituality. What you're about to discover is something much deeper: how religions, science, and ancient wisdom all speak, each in their own way, about the frequency of the soul. And more importantly, how you can tune your own. Get ready to understand why your life may feel out of sync and how small shifts can help your soul vibrate at its natural frequency again. Because in the end, the world doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you vibrate. The energetic foundation of the universe, ancient traditions, and modern theories. From ancient sacred texts to modern physics, there's a timeless truth running through it all. Everything vibrates, everything. From stones to prayers, from emotions to atoms. Ancient spiritual traditions stated this long before science had technical names for it. The Hindus called it prana, the Chinese called it qi, the Egyptians recognized it in ka. Even without microscopes or labs, they knew beneath matter lies a living, pulsing energy that keeps everything in motion. Today, when quantum physics talks about frequencies, waves, and vibrations, many think it's something new. But science is merely giving modern language to what sages once called the soul of the world. Everything vibrates at its own unique frequency, its energetic signature. A rock vibrates differently than a flower. A negative thought vibrates differently than a compassionate gesture. And this isn't esoteric talk, it's physics, it's biology, it's reality. And here's where it gets really interesting. If everything vibrates, then so do our choices, emotions, and intentions. That means we're not just receivers, we're transmitters. Like a radio, what we emit attracts similar frequencies. But what happens when we're out of tune? The answer may lie in a place most people never think to look. Emotions have frequency shifts what we emit. Ever noticed how a room full of anger feels heavy? Or how being around someone joyful lifts your mood? That's not just a feeling, it's vibration. Emotions aren't just psychological states, they're moving energy fields. When we feel fear, sadness, or gratitude, our body shifts, not just biologically, but energetically. The vibration we emit adjusts to the dominant emotion, like our heart is tuning the signal. Studies like those by David R. Hawkins, author of Power versus Force, rank emotions on a vibrational scale. Shame and guilt are among the lowest. Love, joy, and peace are among the highest. No wonder deep gratitude feels expansive. Even heart-based science has shown that emotions shift the electromagnetic field around the body. In other words, we emit what we feel. This has deeper implications than we think. If our emotions change our frequency, then our relationships, decisions, and even our health are affected by what we carry within. That's why practices like forgiveness and meditation aren't just nice ideas, they're frequency realignments. They disarm emotional blocks that keep us stuck in dense waves. And life can completely change when our vibration shifts. Here's the part most people miss. Vibrating differently doesn't require a miracle, just a new internal state. It might start with small choices, listening to uplifting music, forgiving an old memory, taking a deep breath before reacting. That changes your field. And if your field changes, so does what you attract. But is emotion the only influence, or is there something even more subtle in play? The word as vibration, the hidden power of sound and speech. Have you ever gotten chills from a song or teared up at a simple but powerful phrase? That's because sound, especially spoken word, carries real vibration. In nearly every spiritual tradition, the word is sacred. In Christianity, in the beginning was the Word. In Hinduism, the primal sound is Om. Conscious speech isn't just communication, it's creation. Words can build or destroy realities. Science confirms it too. Sounds at specific frequencies can alter vibrational patterns in water. Japanese researcher Masaru Emoto showed this with water crystals exposed to positive and negative words. Words of love created harmonious structures. Words of hate distorted ones. If we're 70% water, what are our words doing inside of us and to others? Speech often mirrors our inner vibration. Those who carry anger often speak harshly with sarcasm or sharpness. Those who cultivate love and compassion tend to soothe with their voice. It also applies to how we speak to ourselves. Saying, "I can't," vibrates differently than "I'm learning." Words create resonance, and that resonance shapes reality. That's why mantras, prayers, and affirmations aren't empty rituals. Done with intention, they shift our frequency. They reprogram our energy. Even if you follow no religion, you can do this. Begin your day speaking what you wish to feel. Peace, clarity, courage. Notice how your energy responds. And if words hold this much power, imagine what happens when the mind and body join the same vibration. Divine alignment, elevated states of consciousness as frequency. There's a state where everything feels lighter, clearer, more real. It's not the absence of problems, it's the presence of consciousness. Elevated states like unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, and surrender aren't just virtues, they are frequencies, vibrations that align you with something greater. When someone vibrates at that level, they feel a connection beyond words. It's something you live. Mystics, saints, and meditators describe similar sensations in these states: expansion, inexplicable peace, lucid stillness. Science calls it heart coherence. Spirituality calls it enlightenment, samadhi, grace. Different names, same experience. The soul aligned with the divine field. And it's not reserved for the chosen. It's accessible when the soul quiets the ego and returns to its original tone. You don't need a mountain retreat to access this. Sometimes just 5 minutes of conscious breathing and asking, "How can I love more today?" is enough. In that simplicity, the highest frequencies appear. The more time you spend there, the more your life rearranges itself. It's as if the universe says, "Finally, you remembered who you are." But living like this takes conscious intention. The world vibrates in many directions, and it's easy to get pulled into lower frequencies. Yet, the more aware the tuning, the stronger the connection. When the soul remembers its divine frequency, it begins to emit signals that attract aligned experiences. And that's when the external world begins to change, including the body. Body and frequency, how daily habits elevate or block your vibration. Many people forget that the body is an antenna. Everything we eat, think, consume, and feel passes through it and affects our vibration. This isn't just about spirituality or subtle energy, it's vibrating biology. When we're poorly nourished, sedentary, overwhelmed with stress or negativity, our frequency naturally drops. The body feels heavy, the mind foggy, the soul muffled. On the other hand, when we treat the body with care, it becomes a clear channel. Eating more consciously, moving regularly, sleeping well, breathing deeply, all of this lifts our vibration. Small actions make a big difference. Getting sunlight in the morning, walking barefoot on the grass, turning off your phone for an hour. The body feels it and responds. No wonder so many spiritual paths begin with the body: yoga, fasting, breath work, purification. But it's not about perfection, it's about listening. Your body is always speaking, and it knows when something doesn't vibrate. Pain, anxiety, constant fatigue, these might be signs of vibrational misalignment. The key is to adjust habits with love, not pressure, with gentleness, not guilt. When the body feels respected, it aligns, and in that alignment, the soul finds space to shine. So yes, spirituality also lives in your plate, in your pillow, and in your sneakers, because everything vibrates, and everything we surround ourselves with, including what we consume, plays a part in our frequency. And if that's true, what else around us is shaping our vibration without us even noticing? Spaces, people, and objects, how everything around us affects our vibration. Have you ever stepped into a room and felt a chill, even if no one said a word? Or been near someone and felt the air get lighter or heavier? That's because spaces and people carry vibrational fields. Everything that holds energy holds vibration, and everything that vibrates influences. That includes your home, your workplace, and even the objects around you. All of it is silently communicating. A space can absorb the energy of those who occupy it. Places full of conflict, chaos, or neglect tend to vibrate low. Meanwhile, spaces infused with presence, gratitude, and beauty lift the spirit. And it's not about money or aesthetics, it's about intention. A tiny altar made of a candle and a rock can vibrate higher than a room filled with gold. What matters is the energy you place there. People also carry frequencies. Some energize just by showing up. Others drain, even if unintentionally. That's why being mindful of who you surround yourself with and how you protect your energy is part of vibrational hygiene. It doesn't mean excluding others, but discerning, learning to keep your frequency steady even when others waver. That's a daily spiritual practice, to hold your field clean, strong, open, without absorbing everything. And what about objects? Yes, even they hold vibrational memory. Photos, clothes, furniture, crystals, everything retains energy. What you keep, what you release, what you cherish, all of it vibrates. Your space reflects your soul like a temple. So sometimes organizing a closet can be more spiritual than repeating a mantra. But what if what truly needs organizing is within? Raising your vibration to tune your soul. Many people think raising their vibration requires something grand. But in truth, it's the small, sacred rituals that shift everything: meditation, prayer, silence, gratitude, lighting a candle with intention, journaling with love, doing something kind without anyone knowing. All of it vibrates and transforms your frequency, because the sacred doesn't live in spectacle, it lives in presence. A powerful practice is conscious breathing. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Do this for 3 minutes with full attention. It calms your nervous system, clears your mind, and resets your vibrational field. Another simple ritual is expressing gratitude before sleep, not mechanically, but truly feeling it. Even on a hard day, finding one thing to appreciate shifts the vibration you carry into sleep. Music is also a powerful vibrational tool. Harmonious sounds, mantras, and frequencies like 432 Hz or 528 Hz can cleanse, align, and nourish you. Play them in the morning. Let them fill the air as you sip your coffee. You'll feel it. Your field shifts. Everything does. Because the soul, like an antenna, responds quickly when it receives the right frequency. But maybe the most transformative practice of all, is living with intention, doing everything with presence, eating, walking, speaking, loving with full awareness. That's what turns the ordinary into sacred. And when life becomes a living temple, the soul's vibration rises and begins to attract everything in harmony with that frequency. Conclusion: what frequency is your soul emitting? Now that you've heard all of this, pause for a moment. Feel, what's vibrating inside you right now? Is your soul aligned with the life you want to live? Or are you still carrying old frequencies that don't match the future you're trying to build? Maybe you don't need a new path, just a new frequency. You've seen here that you don't need to climb mountains or live in total silence to transform your energy. Sometimes it's just a new thought, a more conscious word, an act done with intention. The soul is like an antenna. The more aligned it is, the clearer the reception, and the more powerful the manifestation. So tell me, will you let this wisdom fade away like just another beautiful message? Or will you start today to observe what you feel, what you say, what you carry? Will you dare to tune in to the frequency of peace, love, and awareness? Or will you keep living on random mode, hoping the world changes on its own? If something in you awakened during this video, then subscribe to the channel right now. Turn on the notifications. Walk this path with me. Because the journey doesn't end here. Truth is, this is only the beginning. Your soul is finally tuning in to something far greater.